It was definitely more collaborative in a good way working with Madonna. Some artists know that they don't necessarily have a knack for filmmaking or a sense of imagery or filmmaking, and they let you just do it. Other people are literally too busy, and they may know a lot about it or have opinions about it, but they have so much going on, they'd rather just say, it's your job to take care of this, and I trust you. It was more collaborative in the sense that she had many opinions about elements of the video and what she liked and didn't like. She was more involved in the editing. She would come into the editing room and look at a cut, and she would say, I think this would be better over here, and this seems too slow here, and we would go, she's right, and we would change it. So she has a great sensitivity to filmmaking. Rain was the first video, and I actually turned her down because I thought the song was really romantic, and I didn't really know what to do with something romantic at that point in my life. And she kept saying rain, rain, rain over again, which meant you probably had to have rain in it somewhere, and that seemed too literal. And I didn't turn her down because I didn't like the song or something, or I didn't want to work with her. I wanted to work with her very bad, because at that time, and even now, working with Madonna is it's a very high-profile opportunity. But I didn't have an idea. And she kept kind of pressing me, come on, you'll think of something, come on, which was very flattering that she wanted to work with me so badly that she kind of didn't take no for an answer. So I started thinking about that most of what she had done up until that point was sort of making references to some past period, something nostalgic. Everything was looking back. And I said, well, maybe it would be kind of interesting to do something futuristic with Madonna. I think her knee-jerk to that was, but this song is kind of like Wuthering Heights. This song should be in black and white. It should be romantic. And I said, well, but I think that's a little kind of too on the nose, and why don't we try something like this? She sort of trusted me for some crazy reason, and we ended up doing something that was more kind of influenced by the aesthetic of the fashion at that time, a lot of Japanese fashion, Yohji Yamamoto and Rei Kawakubo and, that fashion stuff. There was an aesthetic that was created by the graphic designer named Fabian Baron for Harper's Bazaar that had a very clean aesthetic. This is the mid-90s. Jean-Baptiste Mondino made this absolutely stunning Yves Saint Laurent commercial with Catherine Deneuve. It had a very unique, beautiful, icy look, and the way they colored the film and overexposed her face, and it just was, at that time, just jaw-dropping how beautiful it was. I think that was right at that time when there was a lot more latitude with telecine, so that's the reason why probably Mondino was able to create that look that no one had seen before. Very late in the process, I decided to make it appear as if it's all occurring in Japan, because I thought it was interesting for Madonna to be the sort of only Occidental in the video, which would make her more of an outsider and make it a little more specific than just like a film crew. And then it came time to decide who would play the part of the director. Should it be someone anonymous, or should we make like a cameo of some sort? First, I think we wanted to have Jean-Luc Godard. And when you're working with someone like Madonna, that's a possibility. You could, in any other instance, you'd go, yeah, well, that's not going to happen. But with Madonna, you never know, So Madonna wrote a fax or a letter to Jean-Luc Godard, and he was unavailable. And then we said, well, what about Fellini? Which would have been incredible. And she wrote a fax to Fellini, and Fellini was unable to do it because of health reasons, but he actually faxed her back personally with some sort of handwritten thing, because I think he probably, as you would imagine, would be kind of attracted to Madonna. Madonna's sort of, at that time and other times in her career, is kind of a Fellini-esque character. We couldn't really think of other directors that were iconic enough that would make sense, and so we followed through with the Japanese crew idea, and we thought, well, who's the most iconic and famous and attractive Japanese icon? And it occurred to us that Ryuichi Sakamoto would be a great choice, and he's as big in Japan as Madonna is in America and Europe, and so he was gracious enough to fly all the way from Tokyo to be in the video.